Primary dealer. A primary dealer is a bank or other financial institution that has been approved to trade securities with the national government. In many countries, primary dealers are the only entities who can make a bid for newly issued government securities. A primary dealer in the U.S. may thus underwrite new government debt and act as a market maker for the U.S. Federal Reserve, commonly referred to as the Fed. Primary government securities dealers must meet specific liquidity and quality requirements. These are often large investment banks or financial institutions. As such, primary dealers also provide a valuable flow of information to central banks about the state of domestic and global markets. Note that a primary dealer should not be confused with a prime broker. Primary dealers in the U.S. are a system of banks and broker-dealers authorized by the Federal Reserve System to deal directly in government bonds. This system was established in 1960 by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, FRBNY, to implement monetary policy on behalf of the Fed. By purchasing securities in the secondary market through the FRBNY, the government increases cash reserve in the banking system. The increase in reserve raises the money supply in the economy. Conversely, selling securities result in a decrease on cash reserve. Lower reserve mean that fewer funds are available for lending, so the money supply falls. In effect, primary dealers are the Fed's counterparties in open market operation, OMO. Primary dealers bid for government contracts competitively and purchase the majority of treasury bills, bonds, and notes at auction. Primary government securities dealers sell the treasury securities that they buy from the central bank to their clients, creating the initial market. They are required to submit meaningful bids at new treasury securities auction. In a way, primary dealers can be said to be market makers for treasuries. Requirements for U.S. primary dealers. A firm must meet specific capital requirements before it can become a primary dealer. The capital requirement for broker-dealers that are not affiliated with the bank is $50 million. Banks acting as primary dealers must have at least $1 billion of Tier 1 capital. Prospective primary dealers need to show they made markets consistently in treasuries for at least a year before their application. Primary government securities dealers must also maintain at least a 0.25% market share. Broker-dealers applying for a spot in the primary dealer system must register with the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority (FINRA). Once established, a primary dealer must submit accurate report of the Treasury dealings to the New York Fed on a weekly basis. In addition, primary dealers are asked to respond to regular Fed surveys measuring market sentiment, economic expectation, and opinion about monetary policy measures. The Fed subsequently releases this statistic and data for use by the financial community and the general public. A firm must meet specific capital requirements before it can become a primary dealer. Examples of primary dealers. Because of the strict requirements for primary dealers, many of them are famous financial firms. Some of the best-known primary dealers in the United States include JP Morgan Chase & Co., Barclays Capital, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup. Securities Morgan Stanley, and etc. Primary dealers during the 2008 financial crisis. In response to the subprime mortgage crisis and the collapse of Bear Stearns, the Federal Reserve set up the Primary Dealer Credit Facility, PDCF, in 2008. The PDCF allowed primary dealers to borrow overnight at the Fed's discount window using several forms of collateral, including mortgage-backed securities. Thank you.